Hi YouTube, it's Resale Tessa. I'm here for another Monday morning what sold over the weekend video. I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible. I'm learning to get straight to the point. Um, so I have about 7 things to actually ship out this morning, and so as I'm shipping, I figured I might as well go ahead and give you just a quick little update. Things definitely picked up over the weekend. I actually shipped out 7 or 8 things. I think it actually was 9. I think it was 7 eBay orders and 2 Etsy orders on Saturday, which is actually a lot for me. And then especially to have to turn around and ship out 7 more today. Because typically it's kind of an either or. I either do really well on Saturday morning, I do really well on Monday, but not both. And so I did really well this weekend. I'm hoping that the end of the month goes out with a bang and that I will be back to or be back over $1,000 in sales with March. It looks like I'm going to be very close. So that's kind of where we're headed. So, anyways, 7 things that I sold over the weekend. The first item, and I may have talked about this in my last video, but this is one of those items that I got from a bulk buy, not bulk.com, but bulk as in a bulk lot that I bought on eBay, and actually bought 2 lots from the same person. It ended up totaling me about 80 cents a piece for these, and I got two of this exact same actual model. Ended up selling them for $4.99 plus the shipping, which totals $8.74 out the door. So my shipping was definitely covered. Bailey and I had 2 of the exact same one. It does mean I end up making close to $10 on that listing from those items. So not a bad profit on that. The next item that I have was actually an auction. This is a lot of cross stitch pieces, or cross stitch kits, Ada cloth, and they're all brand new. Still have the really old stickers. A lot of these are vintage, and I had it listed for $35 with no shipping, and so it is a little bit on the heavy side. It actually only ended up with 1 bid, which is fine. We bought it in a container at Goodwill, paid I think $2.99 for it, and so the container was worth the $2.99 that I paid. So I pretty much consider everything that was in it that I pulled out to sell as just a cherry on top, just a little added extra money. So $35, even if I have to pay $10 to ship it, is still $25 in profit for something that was listed for a week, and was very quick. So nice little profit from that. And then let's see here. I don't know where it went. Uh-oh, I lost one. Okay, I'll have to go there and grab that in a minute. Okay, so this one is some game pieces, because I've always said I ship out a game piece pretty much every single day, and this is the reason why I do continue to sell game pieces. And even though I am trying to raise my average cost per item or profit per item, then I still like these because they sell in between even when I'm not listing. This is actually a lot of 12 Clord game replacement tokens. It's the entire set, all 12 pieces of 2 of each color, and it sold for $8.99. Not a huge profit, and that does include the shipping. So not a huge profit, but it is one of those things that's plentiful, and I find often that's the reason why I don't mind actually listing those. This is from that digital store that went out of business several years ago. I told you I've been selling off a lot of digital cables. This is another one of these listings that sits in my store all the time, and every once in a while something sells. This is actually an S-Video RCA cable for Microsoft Xbox. It's not Xbox brand. It is an aftermarket, but it is Xbox compatible. I've sold several of these. I recently actually went up on my price to make sure I was covering shipping. It sells for $8.79. These were completely free. I had absolutely no cost in them. And like I said, I sell the Xbox cables lately. I've sold about 1 a week. So I think I probably have, I don't know, another 5 or 6 left of those. All right, let's see here. What's next? Next one is this blue box carry-along dollhouse. It sort of looks like it could very well be a Polly Pocket blue box. It definitely is, probably from the mid to late 80s. It is about the size of a Polly Pocket, maybe a little bit bigger actually than the 80s Polly Pockets. But regardless, they do sell. They don't sell for a huge amount of money. We did pick this one up. I think we paid 25 cents for it. Just kind of threw it in because it was pretty cheap, and ended up selling it for $8.99. It is very light, so definitely will go first class. Probably cost me $3.50 or so to ship. So I may end up making $4 or $5 on it, but it was a very quick flip. The next item I have, and this is a Leapfrog Little Touch leap pad. And this particular one, I actually sold one of these a couple months ago that was in my husband's death pile that he had passed to me. But this one we actually found on our trip to Raleigh, and I think I paid $1.21 for it. It actually came with one of the cartridge packs, as well as one cartridge that's down in there separate, that's loose. And then the other one that was in here, this one, the Rainbow Fish, actually got returned from Amazon last week. So when it got returned, and it's still brand new and sealed, I decided to go ahead and pair it up with the little Leap and sell it all at one time, just to try and increase my profits and move things quicker. And this did sell for $19.99. It was only listed a couple days, so it didn't last very long. $19.99 plus shipping, so a total of $28.46 out the door. Nice little profit. Definitely, I think I probably paid $1.99 for the Leap. And like I said, it came with 2 cartridges and books on its own, and then I had one more that had just gotten returned. And I'm sure we didn't pay more than $1.99 for that one, because we typically don't pay more than that for most things that we pick up. So I have one more item that I was going to show you. Here we go. And this is the last item for today, and this is another game item. I actually just listed this on, I think, Saturday, and it sold on Sunday. So it was not listed very long at all. This is a Mickey Mouse Clubhouse edition of Yahtzee Junior, and I just discarded the box because it was in really rough shape, and probably I could have gotten more money if I had had the box as well. But in this case, the box was just a mess, and so I just decided to sell the pieces. It's the cup, it's all of the die, and it's the little character tokens that come with it, and the instructions as well. It sold for $11.99. Again, I'm trying to get away from some of the lower profit margin items, but I still do prefer the games, and because I do still like the games, I will probably continue to still sell the games. It's just, one of those things I keep saying, you have to really decide what is your business model. What are you going for, and what do you enjoy? And I do enjoy the games. I have fun with them. And a lot of times I find games that I decide I don't want to sell, and I pass them to my nieces, or I actually have a box sitting here that's going to a Ronald McDonald house to replenish their games and puzzles. So, I actually enjoy it. I pick up most games like these. I think I paid 60 cents for the game, and I actually listed, I think, 2 or 3 different Yahtzee games over the weekend, and I didn't pay more than 60 or 80 cents for them. So this is a nice little profit. It's a quick list for me, so I don't mind. And you do have to take into account what you have in it. So you have to think about the time to pick up the items, to go through, count the items, list it, bag it up. What does the bags that I use cost? So take into account all of those things and whether it's worth your time or not. So that is my listed sold. I have a productivity tracker that I use every day. I log in. It's just an Excel spreadsheet, and I put on there the date. I put in how many people are working that day, whether it's just me or whether I have someone here taking pictures. So I would have 2 people on those days. And then I put every action that I do that day. So I keep track of how many drafts I do, how many listings live listings. So in other words, when it's actually, if I may do the draft separate and then go take pictures and then actually do a live listing. At that point, that would be 3 different actions for the same listing. And it just gives me an accurate view of how much I'm accomplishing day to day. It just lets me know how, and I can see, I also, on Saturdays, I also track the amount of sales that I've done for the week. So I can look back on January and February and see that I was only working a few days a week. I was only getting up listings a couple times a week, maybe only once a week. And I didn't have enough stuff going on that I even had anybody here taking pictures. So you can see the number of actions, the lower number of actions completely correlates to the dollar amount that I was actually selling, what I was actually bringing in. And so this month I've hit it a lot harder. I've worked consistently every day. I have gotten listings done at least 5, usually 6 days out of the week. I've done at least 5 to 10 listings every day. Some days I'm doing 15, 20 listings a day. So you can definitely see that there's an uptick in activity. And my sales, where they had been more like $150 a week, have already doubled to more than $325 this past week. So definitely a major increase. I also like to keep an eye on my dashboard on eBay. And I don't know if they actually call it the dashboard anymore, but on your main selling page, it's my Seller Hub. That's what it is. It's your Seller Hub. On Seller Hub, they have your sales over the last 30 days, and it's a very quick snapshot of how you're doing. And they have compared to prior 30 days and then compared to the same period a year ago. And so they give you 2 different things that you can actually kind of compare it to. And in looking at that, I was not consistently staying in the green, meaning showing an improvement from the last 30 days or showing an improvement from the last year. But in the last week, I have finally showed a consistent uptick in both of those. I'm currently showing a 65% increase compared to the last 30 days, and I'm showing a 117% increase compared to the same period a year ago. And the market is showing to only be up about 10% in both of those. So I'm well above what the market is doing, which means I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing. I need to continue to do that. I need to continue to be consistent. And it's just a quick snapshot. It's just kind of a little encouragement to me to see that in green and not just be, oh no, you know, the market's up 10%, but you're not, you know, you're still down 20%, you know, for the month. And, you know, I don't really like that. So it's kind of like, you know, I'm not really competing against anybody else, but I'm competing against myself. So I want to do better. So that is my little spill for the week. I hope that you will have a great week. Have fun selling. Get out there and do some sourcing and have fun. And by all means, please like my videos or comment if you have any questions. Love to make friends on YouTube. And got to get those subscribers because I'm not making any money on YouTube. I'm just doing this for fun these days. So let me know if you have any questions. Like, subscribe, and happy selling.